This is America in Space, a weekly news and information program on current events dealing with the space industry.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor. You may have heard of water bears, the name given to a microscopic animal called the tardigrade. There's a type of tardigrade creature used in the TV series Star Trek Discovery to travel through the galaxy via the mycelial network, which is a vast microscopic web, an intergalactic ecosystem that has an infinite number of roads leading everywhere. Well, in real life, the mycelial network unfortunately does not exist as a higher dimensional space that we can traverse. It is, however, sometimes referred to as Earth's natural internet. It can transport nutrients between different plants or trees, so it's still pretty cool. And the tardigrades, or water bears, are the new focus of a scientific study being carried out on the International Space Station to learn how these hardy, resilient little creatures will adapt to microgravity. Thomas Boothby, an assistant professor for the Department of Molecular Biology at the University of Wyoming, recently spoke about the tardigrades that are headed to the International Space Station.
Tardigrades, or water bears as they're sometimes commonly referred to, are a group of microscopic animals that are capable of surviving some of the harshest conditions that we know of. So despite being these teeny tiny little microscopic organisms that you need a microscope to see, they're extremely robust. They can survive a number of extremes that we typically think of as being restrictive to life. Some examples of sort of extreme environments or conditions that tardigrades can survive include being dried out to the point where they essentially have no water left inside their body or cells. They can be frozen down to just above absolute zero. They can be heated up, in some cases past the boiling point of water. They can survive thousands of times as much radiation as you or I could. They can go days or weeks with little or no oxygen, and maybe the sort of most remarkable feat that they've been shown to perform is that they can actually survive in the vacuum of outer space. They're the only animal that we know of that can do this. So they're really quite amazing and unique. One of the tardigrade's sort of greatest tricks is this ability to go into an ametabolic state, so a state where essentially they shut down all the life processes that are going on inside of them. And when they do this, they pull their 8 little legs and head inside their cuticle. That's their exoskeleton that surrounds their body. And they curl up in this little ball-like structure known as a ton. They curl up in this little ball, they shut down all their life processes that are going on, and for all intents and purposes, it's almost like they're dead, but they're in this state, they're extremely resilient, and they're able to ride out the rough, harsh, extreme conditions. A desiccating environment where water's being lost, they'll curl up in this little ball-like structure, dry out, and then when water returns to the environment, they uncurl, they come out of this ball-like structure, and within an hour or so, you'll see them scrambling around, eating, reproducing like nothing happened to them.
In 2007, a Russian mission showed that tardigrades exposed to the vacuum of space for 10 days in low Earth orbit were still viable after that exposure. Another mission showed that tardigrades could survive and reproduce without any negative effects during spaceflight. The goal of this new study is to learn how tardigrades survive and reproduce in the environment of space, and to learn what might be adapted from that to safeguard astronauts from the harshness of space. From Florida's Space Coast, this is Dawn Meyer for About Space Today.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to share our program with your family and friends, and follow us on Facebook. Join us each week for news and information on America in Space.